Lakers officially stink. All right, no more sugarcoating it, Laker Nation. Lakers suck, man. We can't get wins versus even halfway decent teams, let alone good teams. Because let's be honest, the Denver Nuggets are not a good team this year, and they blew us out, 133 to 96. This is an embarrassment, man. This team, I'd say about 75% of the roster doesn't deserve to wear the jersey, man. I think the Lakers got to do something huge to even have a chance. Um, I'm not even sure if one trade at this point can save our season. Lakers gonna have to move some things around, including this coaching staff. This coaching staff's so ass, man. I gotta tell you, I'm very displeased with everything. I mean, think about this. We went into a film session right after the last blowout, only to come out with another blowout. No defensive effort whatsoever. We're talking about a Denver Nuggets team that's been struggling this year, and we let some crackhead named Bones come in and kill us. Some no-name guy, per usual. Typical Lakers. Congratulations. You played yourself, you bum asses. All of them. Playing like crap. Body language is off. Russell Westbrook happy because he got his 19 points. Congratulations. We still suck. No matter what we do, no matter how we play, Lakers don't give enough defensive effort. Lakers are old. Lakers are just I almost feel like we got to start from scratch, man. The way this team, the stench of losing that this team has built up this season, I'm beyond it already. I'm sick of it. I'm fed up. Rob Pelinka got to show his face at some point and give an explanation, because this bullshit with this coaching staff and these rotations and these players and this half-ass effort, all garbage this season. And I honestly, I'm giving up hope, man. I'm giving up hope because this team does not show any sense of urgency whatsoever. We don't rotate on the perimeter at all. Well, we give up like 33 pointers tonight. This team, I'm sick of it, man. I'm really sick of the stench of losing, and they're okay with it. My brother just pointed out how they were all just regular about it at the end of the game. Fed up, man. We haven't beat a 500 team. My boy Ozzy just sent me this stat. We haven't beat a 500 plus team in a month. So my boy said it's a month since we beat a 500 team. There you go. So fed up, man. I'm so sick of this team, bro. Like this is really, we're the crypt keepers, man. We out here looking old as shit, walking around like a bunch of mummies. With toilet paper wrapped all over us. Like we just look old, sluggish, tired. We look like we're all playing for individual stats. Nobody's playing to win. We don't look good at all. This team is not it, guys. The front office put together a shitty team. All right. And even if AD comes back, there's only so much he can bring to the roster. Defensively and offensively, we still so bad. So bad, both ends of the floor. We struggled to even get to 100 points. We couldn't even get to 100 points. 96 points. But we sure as hell gave up 133. We had given up 100 by the end of the third quarter. And this is a coach that prides himself in defense. He needs to quit, man. He needs to save face and step down tomorrow, ASAP. Right? And if Rob Pelinka doesn't make a move, then he's mailing in the season. That's all I got to say about that. But this team needs to find a new identity, because this shit ain't it. And I'm sick and tired of this team continuing to just pretend like everything's okay. And as soon as we get better, as soon as the injuries heal up, we're going to be so much better. No, we were already healthy, only missing a couple of role players, and we still were playing like shit. So I'm not buying that. We need a total freaking facelift, Hollywood-style facelift right now. Right now. If we can't get that Hollywood facelift, then guess what? We're going to look like crap. Appreciate you, guy. She said he should get fired tonight. I agree. I think he should step down. I think this is an embarrassment. How the hell you got LeBron James and you can't even make us a plus 500 team? Like, this team looking as bad as Cleveland right before LeBron left. That's how bad it is. If this is going to be the case and we're not trying to make any major trades and we're not trying to get better as a team, then they might as well trade LeBron James and cut our losses. Trade LeBron James to a team that could actually utilize him and he can compete for a championship, and start all over. Start all over for a brand new identity, get some new visas, some new passes. And, because, they already took our freaking identity of Staples Center. What's next? The way we playing, we're looking like the G League squad right now. And I think all of Laker fans are fed up with the excuse. Oh, you know what? We're going to be okay. And then, as soon as we get into the playoffs, we're going to do damage. I don't want to hear that bullshit. If you can't even beat a team like Denver, who's subpar this season, I don't want to hear that bullshit. Period. I'm so sick of the excuses especially from our superstars like LeBron and Russell Westbrook and AD. These guys need to be held accountable now. All right. We don't got another 40 games to wait. All right. They said around the 30 to 40 game mark, they were going to turn up. Well, guess what? They're turning down, man. We looking like we melding it in right now. I'll be honest with you. I'll be way honest with you, man. This team is not it. We're not even close to being a contender. And that's sad because they sold us wolf tickets this season, man. I really thought we put together a team. Turns out the experts were right, and we were old as shit. And I'm not sure it's going to get much better. Shout out to my boy Kareem. Thanks for the donation, bro. He said, for Rob needs to make moves or he's a part of the problem. Absolutely, Kareem. I think it's time. And thanks for the donation, bro. But on the Cash App, I think it's time we start holding the front office accountable. Okay? They're not going to get a pass from us Laker fans just because of the injuries. And we're supposed to say, oh, you know what? Let's give them a pass because we've been injured all year. That's what they want us to think. No. Fuck no. We got all these Hall of Famers and not enough wins to show for it. My boy said, trade THC Monk in the future first for Grant and trade Russ in the summer. Shake it up. We got to do something, man. I don't care what it is at this point. Just do something and do it now because Laker fans ain't happy with this shit, bro. We're not satisfied with this shit. We're not content with this shit. We're not going to be okay if this is the final product. I know all you Laker fans in the chat right now agree with me, all right? If you either go all the way in or you're all the way out. And what I mean by that is if we don't make a trade to land a piece like the one mentioned here or better, then we might as well go all the way out and start trading AD and LeBron and everybody and start getting some draft picks and rebuilding. Because I don't want to be a middle of the road team, right, that's wasting players' primes like LeBron and AD with scumbags like Russell Westbrook who think just because they get 19 points that they're making a positive impact on the team. He's happy tonight. Russ is rocking the baby all the way home. He's so happy. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the stench of losers on my roster, man. This is the Lakers. This ain't the buddy squad. And really, this is the problem with the new modern day era NBA is everybody wants to play with their buddies. Well, let's ask Karl Towns how that's working out. He's got his best friend D'Angelo Russell, and they're still a suck-ass team. He said, UCAF started the post game 20 minutes early tonight. I can't watch this basketball. There's no entertainment. In the losing Kobe years, it was always fun to watch individual performance. That's because Kobe had put in 20 years of his freaking career, and we were okay with just losing at the time because we knew his prime was over. The only difference now and then is that LeBron is still basically in his prime. So we have a sense of urgency. We're supposed to try to win. We're supposed to maximize his talent. But instead, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know what we're doing. What's this is what I want to ask Laker fans who tell me to stay optimistic. What is our identity this year? We haven't got one yet. All right. I'm not even going to let you answer. I'm going to answer it for you. We don't have an identity this season. Because we didn't build the right team. We started with a brickmaster and Russell Westbrook who can barely make layups at times. And DeAndre Jordan, who's like 20 years past his prime. And then we got rid of our secondary floor general, which was Rondo. Might as well kept Rondo over Russ. And coach has no clue what he's doing. All right. The coaching staff has no clue. They're literally just drawing up X's and O's, random ones. I think they're playing with their SpaghettiOs, bro. They ain't drawing up shit. All right, and check this out. The coaching staff's really being exposed ever since we lost Jason Kidd and Frank. What was the guy's name? Frank. I forgot his name. That's how much we've been losing. I'm forgetting championship coaches' names. All right. But you know who I'm talking about. The ex-Memphis Grizzlies coach and Jason Kidd have left our coaching staff. And these scrubs that were left over are really being exposed. Starting with Frank, the tank commander Vogel, man. He's coaching the wrong team. He really should have been in Lion. Yeah, there you go. Hollins. Yes, Lionel Hollins. Thank you, Laker girl. Absolute Lionel Hollins. He was actually a decent coach. Same thing with Jason Kidd. And instead, we're stuck with Frank and some other no-name scrub. All right, they haven't accomplished shit in their career except other than ride LeBron James' coattail all the way to the championship. But let's be real, man. Frank Vogel should have been fired probably 2 months ago. All right, probably 3. Genie Buss needs to fire at this point. Should have fired coach by now. Unacceptable. This is my only concern about Genie Buss, and I love her. I think she's great. I'm never talking bad about her. But does she get too emotionally attached? Is she too nice of a person to do her job properly? Because I feel like she gets way too. We should have a rule where you can't even meet up with these coaches, because as soon as you do, she falls in love with these guys as far as, treating them like family. And everybody knows you can't mix business with pleasure. It's not going to work out. And that's a huge problem, man. That's a huge problem. Until Wild said, and stop hugging and smiling when you lose by 40. Exactly. This is what Laker fans, I'm not talking about LeBron or Westbrook or AD fans. I'm talking about real Laker fans. We're not used to having superstars be all happy and smiling and rocking the baby on their way to the locker room after these blowout losses. Y'all should be burying your head in the sand, just like the rest of us Laker fans, man. Like, I'm so depressed after this loss, I'll be sleeping under the pillow, not above it. That's how bad it is, man. That is how bad it is. But hey, at least Russell Westbrook got his 19 points, right? He's happy as hell. He's probably retweeting, vote Russ for All-Star. He probably thinks he's an All-Star captain after this performance. Like, this is so whack. Like, as a Laker fan, this is not acceptable. I'm sorry if we're spoiled and our standard is golden, but you're going to have to get with the program or get the heck out of town. Either one. There's no in between. He said, Russ was coaching at the end. Did you notice it? Bro, I'm so sick of Russ, man. I don't even want to see his face, bro. I'm so fed up with him and his selfish ways. Like, the worst thing that happens to Russ is if he makes a layup early in the game, because now he's trying to play hero ball, and he's going to take us out of rhythm. And I'm not even blaming him tonight for the loss. Tonight was all over the place. Nobody decided to play defense. All right, nobody could hit a shot. We settled way too much for shots when they don't really have rim protection. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows, as good as Joker is, he's not really a rim protector, right? They don't have any rim protection, yet we settled. Why? Because we don't have a coach. All right, we basically have a YMCA squad out there just running up and down, playing pickup ball, shooting and shooting and shooting, hoping that it goes in. And it gets old, guys. Laker fans are not happy. I know you guys aren't happy. He said, Dan, that's why I could not understand why you wanted Russ. You know what? I can't even remember why the heck I wanted him at this point. I can't. I thought he would change. I was wrong. And you know when I'm wrong, I'll say it. I was wrong. Like, Russell Westbrook is probably the worst Laker of all time. He eclipsed Kwame Brown and Smush Parker combined, in my opinion. Because of his contract. His contract mixed with his ego and his lack of skill at his age, it's all bad. Like, this trade made the Steve Nash trade look good. And he only played about 30 games with us. No, this is not an acceptable performance. This is not good, man. This is not good for anybody involved. And I feel like at this point, if I hear one more fucking excuse about how the team hasn't been together all year, I'm gonna come across a TV screen and smack people hairlines right off. I'm getting so sick of this bullshit, bro. I don't want to hear about how the team hasn't been together. You work with what you have. The coaching staff, I've seen coaches get more out of less talent. All right. So one of two things: either they're not listening to the coaching staff, which is all bad. They should have stepped down by now, or what they're preaching isn't working. One of two things. Either one. There's no in between. There's no ands, ifs. I'm not going to mention any names, but I'm not these sugarcoating analysts, bro. I'm going to tell you how it is. And this team sucks. All right. Bad. Like, we need a trade just to reset this loser mentality. All right. Like, we need that. This game. Check this out. We win 4 in a row. They give us false hope, and now we lose 3 in a row, going on to 4 next game. And this is how it's been all season. All season has been like this, and not a freaking move to help us right now. And now we don't have an excuse about how THT's contract's not tradable right now. There's no excuse. They can literally make trades right now. All right. And honestly, I will make a trade just to make a trade. I don't care what it is. I don't care if we get freaking Mike Muscala back. Right? Go out and trade Kent Bazemore for Mike Muscala. Just get the wheels rolling, man. Get the wheels rolling. Because if I have to see these motherfuckers faces the next game after dropping 30 and celebrating right after, if I have to see these same clowns wearing my Laker uniform, I'm going to throw a fit, man. I better not see these same raggedy ass motherfuckers, the same exact squad. I better not see it, man. There better be some sort of change. All right. I'm sorry if I got to get mean about it, but either that or what's the point of watching these games then? If the Lakers aren't trying to make any positive moves or anything to help this roster moving forward, then what's the point of watching? Yes, I always watch because I'm a diehard Laker fan, but I'm not enjoying this shit, and neither are you. Neither are you, right? There's nobody out here that's enjoying this garbage they put together. It's like watching throw up, man. Like, bruh. I just got off of the sickness. I'd rather be sick than watch these suckers, man. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'd rather go back to being sick if this is what's on the other side of the rainbow. This is the reward for getting better. Man, I thought we were starting a new year. Now, this is when we should have protested. Man, you know what? A protest sounds nice, but this is the problem with the front office. I've realized this. They've become apologists. And what that means is, we have not had a full team. That's all they're going to tell you all year long. We could go out there and protest, man. We can be out there naked for all they care. All they're going to tell us is, we haven't had a healthy roster to assess the roster properly. And it's not fair to Frank. He needs another 5 years just to get some proper assessment. Like, this is the problem with this front office. They don't have that killer in them, right? They don't have that Mamba mentality. They're not going to execute. Heads should have been rolled off. You can't have that many Hall of Famers and this many losses in the same season. You just can't. Period. I don't care. I don't care who gets traded, who gets cut, who gets fired, but something should have happened. Nothing has happened. Nothing has happened as of right now. And I'm just like, man, I can't believe we settle in like this. We're just okay with it, and we're going to mail it in. My boy said trade Russ and Vogel for Ben Simmons at this point. I really wish we could make any sort of trade with Russ involved in it, because this guy has been, like I said, the worst trade in the history. He's scheduled to make $47 million next year. If that doesn't tell you this was the worst move in the history of time, then I don't know what does, man. My boy said horrible defense. They switch on everything and get burned every time they double team. And poor rotations and coaching while you're at it, man. Everything's bad. Everything is all bad, right? There's literally no bright future to cheer for right now. There's literally no draft picks that we can be excited for. Like, say, well, at least if we lose, we're going to be in the lottery and blah, blah, blah. No, we don't have our own draft pick. Guess what? We keep losing like this. Whew. Guess who's going to get a high draft pick, right? He said, no statement from the Lakers makes me think they are okay with 500 ball. I feel like they have every excuse in the book nowadays. Like, the front office has gone soft. All right, whatever happened to not settling and whatever happened to all this, man? I don't know, guys. I know you guys aren't happy. I'm not happy about this. Something needs to give. Anything. We just need to get the wheels rolling. Like I said, I don't care if it's Mike Muscala or whatever. Actually, I do care, because if we trade for him, I'm going to have a flip. But bottom line is, this team just not good enough to cut it, man. It's not good. It's not cutting it. It's an embarrassment. And you know what? My homegirl Tara is right. We should go out there with our pitchforks and demand something happen. Just like last time that they weren't doing nothing. Last time they had Jimmy the bus boy out here, basically he had zero basketball IQ, and the Lakers sucked. And what happened? But Laker Nation went out there and got the wheels rolling. Maybe that's what it takes. I don't know. But the bottom line is, I'm sick of all these apologists in the media telling me it's okay. It's okay. And Russell Westbrook's not the whole problem. And the coaching staff is not fair to them because they haven't had a full team. And every excuse you can think of, man. Like, these guys think they're going to get free season tickets or something if they talk good about the Lakers. Nah, man. Nah. I'm a diehard Laker fan, and I'm going to tell you the truth, whether certain celebrities like me or not. It's all about the truth, man. He said, Dan, I haven't been very happy with the front office since day one. Well, I can't say all that because we are 2 years removed from a championship, and we were very happy with them then. We can't even front, but it's getting away from them, man. They're starting to lose favor with the fan base with this crap. You say, can this Laker team beat my local LA Fitness team? I doubt it, Ricky. I doubt it, especially because your local fitness team probably has more chemistry than this garbage ass team. He said, Dan, I know we lost, but can you give a shout out to the Laker fan D-Loke? Shout out to D-Loke, man. Always for Laker family. I got y'all, man. Major shout out to D-Loke. Yes, sir. He said, until people don't show up, Genie will care. Well, you know what? I've seen the arena emptier than I've ever seen it in Staples Center. Right? I've seen it the emptiest I've seen it in years. So you might be right, but it's just not the style of Laker fans. They're still going to show up, but I don't know. It's just something weird. I feel like our identity is being messed with, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I hate it when we start putting names before logo. And that's what it feels like recently. It feels like Buddy Ball Squad. You know, Carmelo got invited. Russell Westbrook got invited. Like the whole Banana Boat team and then some. And like, I want the Lakers to get their identity back. So if that means rebuilding now, then so be it. I don't care anymore. I just want this team to – we're a middle of the road team. We're a middle of nowhere team. We're not going up or down. We're just hovering. And that's not good for anybody because that's a first or second round exit. That's not going to bring any sort of joy to the Laker fans. We know what it's all about. We're not happy or satisfied with just making it to the playoffs, right? Once we make it there, we want to go all the way or at least get to the finals at the very least. But at this team right now, the way it's currently constructed with the knuckleheads that we have and the hard-headed players, we're not going very far, period. We need to make a change. If not, then stop lying to me, Laker Nation. Stop lying to me and telling me that it's going to be okay because it's not. Dan, Lakers need to go get Willie Cauley-Stein. Just got waived by Dallas. I actually talked about that pregame, and I am curious, man. I'm willing to try anything at this point. He said, damn, simmer down, get healthy AD, and lose Russ. We back in the mix. Simmer down, get healthy AD, and lose Russ. Well, that's part of the problem is that we don't know if AD is going to be healthy or not. And moving forward, right? He's like a baby deer in the headlights, man. That's part of the problem. And then the other part is that get rid of Russ seems like a very impossible thing to do right now, at least based on what I'm hearing. So I'm not sure if that's even an option. I wish it was. If it was, I don't care if we got Ricky Rubio injured and all. I would do the trade. He said, Dan, I stopped watching it at the end of the third quarter. I'm thinking about canceling my subscription. You know what, Tech? I don't blame you, brother. I really don't blame you, man. Like, how can you be mad at any Laker fan that doesn't want to tune into this garbage right now? This ain't even about loyalty anymore. At this point, it's just about them not putting up the effort and being okay with losing. He said, Jokic, meaningful triple-double, but Russ, empty stats. Shake my head. Per usual, Russell Westbrook has exposed himself. It's a sickening play style, to be honest with you. The way that Russell Westbrook plays is not for the team. It really isn't. Like, there's a difference between Lonzo Ball and Russ. Russ, in his prime, was an aggressive player who was still a stat padding machine. That's why everybody left the roster. All right, let's be honest. Serge Ibaka, James Harden, Kevin Durant, they all left because of Russ. Now I see it clear as day. I didn't used to see it before. Now I see it. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, the difference between him and Lonzo is Lonzo's a complete opposite. He might get you a triple-double, but even if he doesn't, he's going to make an impact, whether he has 5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. But every single thing he did was in stride and, in the flow and in the rhythm of the game. And this is why the Bulls have become a better team by adding players like him and Caruso versus us adding Russell Westbrook, who – is shooting like 1 for 90 from beyond the arc, but he continues to shoot them early in the shot clock while we have actual shooters available in the perimeter. And then he bricks layups, man. I haven't seen a player brick as many layups since Smush and Kwame. Like, it's been a while. It's been a while as a Laker fan that I'm not used to all these missed layups. He just clearly hasn't adjusted his game. He never will. So he might find himself playing for the Shanghai Sharks before he realizes that he needs to change his game up. My boy said no picks, no cap, and not young LeBron with AD, not bring that guy or healthy. He said, we are not in a good spot. I agree, Flex, but all that can be changed if the Lakers hit the reset button. I'm sorry to say it. I'm not one to quit, but as the late, we have to make one of two things happen. Either you push your remaining chips to the middle of the table and you go all in, or you start cutting your losses and trying to get younger. You keep THT, you keep Monk, you build with them moving forward, Austin Reeves, and then you trade players, whoever you have that you can get value in return for, whether it be LeBron or AD or both, and you start getting draft picks back. I mean, that could happen, but it's going to take a front office with balls, man. That's what it's going to take. It can't take a friendly front office that says, well, if we were healthy, we're going to try it again with the same exact roster next season, and let's hope for health. You can't do that, man. You can't be nice, Genie Buss. You got to be Queen of the Dragons, Game of Thrones Genie. You got to be ready to chop heads and upset some people and some posses, right? And just do what's best for the franchise moving forward. That's what you got to do. If I'll take either or. I'm not going to sit here and get picky and say it's time to rebuild, but I'm not mad if it does happen. That's all I'm saying. Like, if we're going to maximize LeBron James, let's go out and get him some help. Miles Turner or Grant is a start. Maybe another role player. Willie Cauley-Stein, maybe we sign him off of free agents. I don't know. But try some shit, man. Don't sit on your hands, Rob, because you promised that we weren't just going to settle for one championship. These were his words, so we got to hold him accountable, and we got to make sure that we come out here and make the front office work. For sure. Any questions, guys? I got y'all, man. My boy said so many open looks, but LeBron wanted to score. The team wasn't hitting tonight. Even Malik Monk didn't have a good game. And that's going to happen sometimes. We can't pin it on LeBron. But I will say this. The team looks like it has no sense of direction. We don't know what we're doing half of the time. Half the time, LeBron James is setting up our offense. Like I said, this coaching staff is being exposed now that we don't have Jason Kidd and Lionel Hollins. So we're starting to see who was the real coaches in the team. Listen, Laker Nation's not going to be happy with this team unless there is a move made. If we waste this whole year, then the pitchforks are really going to come out in the summer unless there's some major moves coming out. Stop making excuses for LeBron. I'm not making excuses for LeBron. Nobody played good today. I'm not saying he played good. I'm not giving him props today. I'm upset with the whole team today. The whole team looks sluggish from A to Z. That's not an excuse. That's a fact. Stacy says, hi, Dan. What about Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown for Anthony Davis? Not Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum, maybe, but they got to throw in more. I expect a lot in return. Just like we gave up a lot in return to get him, I expect a lot in return. A lot. For, one player is not going to be enough. They better add Marcus Smart in the first round pick to that shit. If they even want to keep Jaylen Brown, if not, give me both of them. You know what I mean? Other than that, I'm not trading him. But AD can be had. He's a tradable piece for sure, but we would have to go into full rebuild mode. He's the last piece we should trade. There should be other pieces before him. Now, if we do give up our ace, then we better get the golden hen with all the little geese in return. Because I'm telling you right now, if you give them up for one player, it's going to be a fail. Because now Boston has the advantage. They got their big man they've been wanting for a long time. They still have Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart and draft picks. We can't do that. We got to make sure we gut whoever wants. Whoever wants AD, he could be had. But just like the Sixers are way overvaluing Ben Simmons, imagine what kind of value we can get in return for AD. And so if he is going to get traded, then we better get the whole farm in return. I want a whole treasure trove of young talent, not just one piece. My boy said, what do we do in your opinion this summer with failed championship hopes and bad cap with also Westbrook? Well, this summer, the first thing you got to do is you got to look to trade Westbrook, because now, even if he opts in, his contract will definitely look tradable because there's going to be people with cap space. However, you do have to consider the fact that you might have to swallow his poison pill contract for one more year just to have that cap space open the following year, which is when Jason Tatum, Harden, and a bunch of superstars become available. Not saying I want Harden. Hell no, I don't want this scrub. But I'm just mentioning his name as far as the elite prospects available in the summer of 2023. So, worst case scenario, we might have to have another year of scrub Westbrook. But this is why I want him benched, because I'm hoping that he opts out of his contract. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't want him back here another. If I have to look at his mug for a whole another year, I'm gonna be upset, guys. You think I'm upset now? Give me another year of Westbrook. He says start the rebuild. A lot of people want this. I've been talking to a lot of fans, and they've been telling me they want the rebuild. But be careful what you wish for, because a rebuild means we might suck for the next 3 to 4 years, maybe more. That's best case scenario. We might suck for the next 5 to 6. Y'all remember the last rebuild? So I don't want us to be a middle of the road team, but I also don't want to jump the gun and rebuild too early. If the Lakers have enough to get another piece to get to compete, then I'm for that option before a rebuild. But if the Lakers are just going to sit on their hands and do nothing, then I agree. The Lakers should rebuild. But it all depends on the front office. We can't be like this. We can't be okay with this team. We're one game below 500, 42 games in, and I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Do you? And so I don't mean to be melodramatic or nothing, but this is super panic time for the Lakers right now, because we got a superstar still in LeBron James playing elite ball. We got AD, who's in his prime of his career at 28. That's two great pieces. You either build with those guys moving forward, or if you hit a big ass freaking roadblock like Russell Westbrook, now you got to panic and find ways around to build around that. But if you can't, then you might have to eject Ocido, man. You might have to hit that red button, which means, LeBron, where do you want to go play? And AD, we're listening to trade offers for him, but we expect maximum return. That would be worst case scenario. I'm telling you right now, because now, barring a miracle, now we'd be out of the playoff contention for the next couple of years. And that sucks. For any Laker fan, you don't want that, man. You don't want that. Can someone answer this question? Dan, why did we let Caruso, Kuzma, and KCP walk for nothing? As far as Caruso goes, I did never understand why they let him go. Kuzma, because the coaching staff couldn't use him to the best of the ability. KCP was inconsistent. But as far as Caruso, I can't answer that. I really can't. I guess they didn't want to go over the luxury tax. I don't know. Look, bottom line is Caruso wouldn't have made a huge difference on this team. He would have made somewhat of a difference, but it wouldn't have been huge. This team sucks, man. We legit suck. We have beat good teams probably once or twice this season, and 40-plus games, and we have only probably beat one or two good teams all year long. Everybody else that we feasted on were subpar teams, and even some of those have beat us. The Kings beat us twice. The Thunder beat us twice. Like, we've lost to some really crappy teams as well. So what does that make us? I have no idea what identity we have. We're one game below 500, and people on the radio and people in showbiz will tell you everything's okay, that there's nothing we can do. We just got to wait for the injuries to get better. Well, that's not the bullshit I'm trying to hear anymore. Like, I already heard the radio station say that, and I already heard, the apologists say that, when AD comes back, everything's going to be okay. It's not. He was already healthy, and the Lakers were struggling to keep their head above water even then. And what was the excuse back then? Oh, when we get Trevor Ariza back. Please, Trevor Ariza looks like a shell of himself. Stop it. Now they're saying when we get Kendrick Nunn back. Like, you really think these players are going to make the world of a difference defensively and offensively? No. We still have Russell Westbrook and an incapable coaching staff. That's a bad combination. That is a horrible combination. And I'm fed up. I'm tired of it. How long do I have to watch my city and my team crash and burn? How long? I'll sit here and wait. But if my Rams don't win on Monday, I'm going to be upset, man. You already heard Skip and Shannon, Dan? No, I have not. But I can only imagine the type of stuff they're saying. I can only imagine. Oh, you don't have to thank me, Mooley. I always speak the facts, brother. I'm always going to speak the facts. I completely agree with you. Appreciate you, bro. Ariza looks slow out there. He's not the guy that the coaching staff was trying to sell to us. He's not a young man anymore, right? That's why I was skeptical when they said, "Oh, we can't assess the team yet till we get Trevor and Kendrick Nunn back." Well, it's like, okay, but these are role players. These aren't gonna move the needle for you. If you suck right now, you're gonna suck then too. You're just gonna suck a little bit less, maybe. Still suck. We're stuck with Russ. No one wants him. That's how it feels like, Tony. But let's hope for the best, man. I swear. Let's hope for the best. Niner gang, let's go. You 49er fans, I wish y'all the best. I can't stand Cowboys. I can't stand the Cowboys, man. Dan, would you like Dame on the Lakers? That's not going to happen, Evan. It's not. I would like anybody not named Russell Westbrook on the Lakers. And it's not going to happen. He said there's always a taker. Let's see, Cruz. I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong and you're right. I hope there is a taker. Yo, Dan, everybody was happy. LeBron when you got the Lakers, when he got to the Lakers, but in reality, you automatically go into win now mode. That is true. That is true. And we gave up a lot of young talent along the way. Had to be done, but that was the downside, is that you're mortgaging your future for the now. And if the now is only one championship with no parade, it's going to feel a little dry, man. I mean, I'm still thankful for it, but hopefully that's not all we got out of everything we gave up, because we gave up a lot. We had a bright future in the making, but who knows how long that would have took. I like Trevor, but he's done, Dan. I like him too. I love Trevor Ariza. Trevor forever. I mean, he's always going to be a Laker champion. I'm always going to love Trevor Ariza. But the coaching staff just over relying on these old players, man. We are too old. I hate to admit it, but we are too old. We have to get young, whether that be via trade. If we can get, Jeremy Grant, that would go a long way to making us, more youthful and more athletic on both ends, defensively and offensively. If we can get maybe Willie Cauley-Stein, maybe, we got to be smart about it. Cut your losses. I don't think Stanley Johnson's going to make it because he didn't get a lot of playing time today. So that's an extra roster spot. Who are they going to give it to? I have no idea. But we have an extra roster spot. If we cut DeAndre, we'd have 2 extra roster spots. I mean, I'm sick. I'm sick, man. I'm sick of these. I'm sick of these. Every year we have liabilities like Kent Bazemore and DeAndre Jordan. Why can't we ever get an OPZ team that they're all useful, and that way the coaching staff has options? That way when injuries happen, they don't make excuses. What about DeJounte Murray? I mean, he's a baller. I would love to have a shifty, speedy guard like him, but I really doubt San Antonio's trading him. Realistically talking, I'd be shocked if they trade him. Dan, will the Rams lose tomorrow? Well, the Rams don't play tomorrow, buddy. We play on Monday. So I guess to answer your question, no, we won't lose tomorrow. Dan, can we rebuild a team around AD? I have no clue, Josh, but we can get creative. I mean, anything's possible if we land somebody like Tatum. If we have the cap space that year and we can land Tatum, and then maybe LeBron James comes back under a discount, anything's possible. But so far, AD hasn't proven he can lead a team to a championship. And by lead, I mean being the best player on the team. When he was with the Pelicans, they were barely making the playoffs, and sometimes they weren't. And so he hasn't proven to be that elite big man who can lead his team to the championship. He hasn't. So I can't really say nothing. All I can say is I hope so. That's it. That's all I can say about that. Any final questions before I get off, though, guys? Again, I need to wake up to some sort of trade or some crazy rumor to get us excited, because right now this season is going down the toilet quicker than I can hit the flush button. So he said, at this point, trade Russ for Bones. I can't believe it, man. Somebody told me, who the heck names their son Bones? I was like, the local crackhead. I don't know, man. That's weird, bro. Jimmy Bones. He said, Bazemore was never good. He used to be a hustle guy back in his days with the Warriors, but he hasn't worked out for us at all. Dead weight on the roster, and I'm sick of that. I'm sick of us continuing to have these dead weight type players. How come we can't get a team full of studs, man? Why we got to have guys like DeAndre Jordan weighing down the roster? He doesn't even get playing time. What's the point of having him? I don't know. But Lakers got to do something. I want to wake up to some sort of trade news. I hope that these blowouts are not for nothing. I hope that something goes down, right? I hope that something goes down. He said, blame the front office. Man, I'm blaming everybody. I'm blaming the players, the front office, and the coaching staff. Nobody gets a pass when you look this bad. Nobody gets a pass when you look this bad, man. We look bad. Dan, this is 2 games in a row I turned off at the halftime. She said, I just don't have much time in my day to waste, I won't watch my Lakers play. Listen, a lot of people feel this way. I'm always gonna watch the Lakers because they're my life. They've always been my life. So win, lose, or I remember when we were losing by 60 in my back in my ranting days, I will still watch all the way. People will be like, "Why are you watching?" I was like, "I don't know, man. I'm holding out for something. I don't know what. Maybe Jesus will come through or something. I don't know. Or the end of the world." But look, listen. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if the front office really wants to if the front office really wants to compete this season, they'll make it happen. One way or another, they'll make it happen. But if they don't, and if they're okay with just the one championship, then we're going to see the front office sit on their hands. So this very next month is going to be very telling, guys. And I hope for the best because, you guys know we deserve better. You guys know as a Laker fan, we deserve better. All right. We literally I pay $150 for cable internet combination just to watch my team. So, we deserve better. There's no way they should be charging that much for this basketball product. That's all I'm saying. Right? Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Much love, Laker Nation, man. I appreciate all the support, guys. Try to get some rest, and I'll see you guys as soon as something breaks. Other than that, man, have a great night. Love y'all, and I'll catch you.